Hello, alternate timeline tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Uncharted Waters 2 with me, BlueAnkylo. In between recordings, I had a little bit of fun, and I attacked Joe and killed him, but nothing really happened, so it wasn't really worth showing off more than one time. He has a fleet of frigates, which is pretty cool, but other than that, let's just go attack one of these Spanish fleets. Because that's what you're actually supposed to do, not attack your Portuguese friend. Attention, fleet, halt or we'll fire. Really? I'm pretty sure we could sink you guys. I'd like to talk to Commander Ezekiel. Yes, this is Ezekiel speaking. Can you hear me now? We're doing pretty good talking, honestly, from two different ships. Probably quite a long distance between the two of them. Just standing in the middle of our ship, shouting at each other. I'm Joe Franco, son of Duke Franco. We're doing some, like, smoke signals, probably. I have no desire to fight you because I'm looking for your help. We don't want to fight either, but we have an urgent task. It's my duty to arrest the pirate. I will hear you out after I have dealt with her. Wait, Commander, I'm surrendering. What? Well, just listen to the Portuguese gentleman, Commander. Alright, as a matter of a gentleman's courtesy, I'll listen to you. Well, this is rather embarrassing, but I must tell you about an internal rivalry that is threatening the stability of Portugal. Two factions, blah blah, holy smokes, this guy, this is not how you convince an enemy general. So there's these two factions, you see, the Francos that are led by the liberal reformists, and then there's Marquis Martinez, who leads the conservative nobility, and I hope you're taking notes, because this will be on the test. The members of the Franco family are not really wealthy aristocrats, but they have earned the king's trust, and also the popular support. But the Martinez supporters are not. This is like Grandpa's just diatribe going on and on and on. The Martinez supporters are not happy about the Francos and have come up with some outrageous scheme. They've invented an entire new country. They've built a replica of Atlantis, which is in South America, deep in the forest, totally where Neo Atlantis is now. They formed a navy of the worst pirates around, which is totally different than what Catalina was doing, and plan to begin attacking nations of the world. Again, totally different than what Catalina was doing. They call their stronghold Neo-Atlantis, and their goal is subjugation of the entire world. 90 supervillain engage. The Neo-Atlantis stronghold is on the Amazon River. My brother Michael found this and was silenced by Martinez before he could report it. Yes, we've heard about it, we know all about this, and we have been doing nothing because we are the Spanish. And we care not about puny South American affairs. It may be that this is the Neo-Atlantis you speak. If so, we can't ignore the facts. You shall have my assistance. I will fight with you for all of Iberia. Okay, so now we're friends. Easy. Thank you very much. We'll lead the way. I'm not sure that was the most convincing argument I've ever heard, but sure. We've got a bunch of people following us. Does this mean we have to sail really, really slowly? Oh, it's the 7-point wind blowing directly against us here. If we were on a rowing ship, this would be much, much faster. Joe and Catalina are literally the only things keeping Martinez from causing an earlier World War I. I mean, there aren't very many people, or the game is just lagging. That's probably it, yeah. I don't think it would really be World War I. There aren't very many resources. Like, the problem with this guy's plan is that in 1524, you can't build a fleet of galleons in South America yet. There's no infrastructure. There's not the population. Like, it wouldn't work. You can't just build a giant army out of an Amazon rainforest. So you have to go back to Europe to gather troops and stuff. I don't think you could do that. Martinez is just overpowered. I mean, the whole idea of conquering the world from the Nile is kind of silly, let's say. In the 1500s. The idea of conquering the world in the 1500s is crazy. Spanish and British imperialism will never manage. I mean, it's basically exactly what happened, just not via one little war. Alright, so we're in the Nile. Or, not the Nile, the Amazon. You know, words. We're looking for a stronghold. I mean, so far all I've heard is Martinez tricked a pirate, or talked a pirate into tricking me to steal a girl, and also sunk my my fiance's fleet. So I'm not like super impressed by the guy just yet, but we'll see. Okay, I don't see any fortresses down here. This is just taking way too long. We're not like starving or anything, are we? No. It's just super slow. If you know exactly where the stronghold is, I guess you could save some time, but I've apparently gone all the wrong ways. Holy smokes, this is slow. I don't know if I've ever played all the way through Catalina's story before. This is unreasonably bad to control. And it's possible one of these fleets is the fleet I'm supposed to attack. But, like, it will take me half an hour just to find them. Alright, there's Joe. That's Aydin Leyes, who's actually a pirate. And that's some Turkish. So we could fight the pirates, I guess. I don't know if you're supposed to fight the pirates. Maybe? You go to attack a pirate ship? Alright. I'll try. It might take us a while to get back up there. That's the Spanish fleet. It'd be cool if the Allied fleets did something here. Oh, we got attacked. Good. This saves us some trouble. Alright, who is it? It just turns into Martinez magically. So what? None of that will matter if I bury you here. We've never even seen this guy. This is the first time we've seen his avatar. Our fleet will take care of the fortress. I'll leave the rest to you. Joe, let me confront Martinez. Of course, I'm a chicken. Have fun. See ya. And he just leaves. Sails back to Lisbon. Alright. Now my ship, my fleet isn't like full power exactly, but I believe it's more fun if we just duel the guy, right? We can't even move. Great. Well, have some carronades. Hey, Jamie. Ooh, good damage on that ship, whatever ship that was. So this fleet looks pretty pathetic, I gotta say. I'm nowhere near full power, 500 per ship. And why would you do that, you idiot? That was my supplies ship that just boarded an enemy ship with no combat crew. AI is not great for merchant sort of supply ships. Alright, Martinez, prepare to... Dang it! I'm gonna accidentally sink him if I fire from here. I want to duel him. But... enjoy your 2-hull 12 crew ship. If this was Sid Meier's Pirates, he'd probably just surrender now. Well... whoever that was stole my glory. Anyway, we win. Should've just solo shipped it the whole way. We never need a large fleet. One would have been fine. You could just do everything manually. No, we don't want any ships. Ugh, it's too much hassle. No, just leave them. No, I don't want them. I said no. Is it okay to say no? Alright, let's just steal all their food and water so we can get back to port. And it's not really stealing. Like, we killed them all. All the crew were slaughtered and thrown overboard to be fed to piranhas, right? We're in the Amazon. And it's fine. Alright, there we go. We got lots of food and water, that's great. There's a cutscene here in the PC version where you probably brutally murder the guy, I guess. Yeah, this game got really censored on the Super Nintendo release. Oh, my fleet, my dream, my ambition. Yeah, we just killed your flagship and they all surrendered. And then we threw them in the piranha water. Michael, Hernan, I have finally avenged your loss. Slice. He burns in the flaming ship alive. Red, you finally fulfilled your goal. Actually, someone else did. I don't know which captain it was that sunk his ship, but they got the credit for it. And Commander Ezekiel blew up the entire fortress. The Spanish fleet is truly invincible. Nah. One good full rig ship could take out their flagship. Commodore, we've had contact with Ezekiel. He's sending a a smoke signal. What does the signal say? Congratulations on your victory. Play again. Thanks for playing. That's what it should have said. Well, we'll meet again for a rematch. All right. But as enemies. How should we respond? Fire all cannons. No. It's easy to destroy you completely. This is the flag message this Andreas wants to send us. In flag communication, it's easy to destroy you completely, but I'll let you go to maintain our relationship. Man, I feel really bad for the guys on flag duty that get this message. Like, are we doing this in Morse code? Are we just... Do we have some sort of phonetic alphabet? Do we have giant flags with words on them? And then we just have someone with a bunch of paint? Oh, he keeps going. Flag, continue flagging. Do not stop your flag motions. If you want your life, leave your gold and cargo. What do you think? Yeah, that's perfect. We should make sure we're a good distance away. No, get up close and just duel them. That's true, Commodore. Haha. I don't know why they're so scared of the Spanish Navy. We have sunk so many Spanish war fleets at this point. It's just ridiculous. Like... Anyway, Red Anilo finally avenged the loss of her brother Michael and fiancé Hernan on Marquis Martinez. It's probably not as emotionally heart-wrenching as the Sid Meier's pirates, whatever the Marquis, whatever the bad Spaniard from that game was. Because he took a lot more chasing down, and this guy you only ever saw like once or twice. I don't even really know if Martinez did anything that bad. Like, we're just believing one random guy that says, oh yeah, I saw him sink your fiance's fleet. Totally wasn't a storm. He tried to get Leon killed. Maybe. I mean, I'm not saying he's a good guy. There just isn't very much evidence right now. Anyway, let's see what we did. It's not excusable. The old man, the 70-year-old man that was telling crazy stories that aren't real, he just spent, like, he spent 20 years in the Amazon rainforest licking frogs, and now he tells us about Neo-Atlanteans and cities of gold. This crazy old man, like, you can't believe what he tells you guys. Oh, there's this evil Spaniard, like, he's Portuguese, he's super racist. He's like, yeah, there's this, the reason I didn't come home was the Spanish. The Marquis did it. Can't you see his mustache? He's evil. I finally found my enemy Joe, but unfortunately Commander Ezekiel interfered and stole my chance to take revenge. In retrospect, however, I'm glad I didn't kill Joe right then. Some good jumping around there. Whoa! Amazing cutscenes. The Koei, known for their artistic in-game battle cutscenes. Yeah, there's a pretty big fight here. This was, for us, this happened somewhere in Africa, so this is the wrong port, actually. But I think this happened in, like, Ceuta or something, and there's a bunch of, like, people just fighting back and forth, back and forth. Rocco is the true badass. Does he start as level 20 combat with 100 dueling skill? Because that's what he would need to beat us now. With some legendary weapons. Alright. This is amazing combat. Oh, you're pretty tough! See you kids some other... Oh, they're just gonna kidnap somebody, right? Oh, it flies in there, kicks him off through the moon, kicks that guy to the moon. Kamehameha, boom, look at that, yeah. I have to make fun of it a little bit, because it's just so bad. Considering games like Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy VI were not very far away at this time, man, the animations in this game are bad. Oh, I saved a Franco. Gross. Can't believe we saved a Portuguese. Yeah, I believe you. If you're playing a different version of the game, then sure, there's probably better translations, less censorship. I was drawn further into the Franco family's affairs when I was tricked into joining a noblewoman's plot. We kidnapped a girl named Lucia. A noble man, not a noble woman. But that turned out to be a serious mistake. Remember that one time when we kidnapped this girl from her mother and lied about it and then gave her to this evil Spaniard? Haha, it was hilarious. We never even said sorry to her mother. We just rubbed it in her face. Oh yeah, she's probably dead. You'll never see her again. Catalina's not a very good person either. Old lady. Yeah, that's right. We kept calling her an old woman even. That's right. And she's like, I'm 38. You can't call me old. And then we kidnapped her daughter. We probably should have said the guy's name. Do you know... No, we didn't know his name at this point. See, up to this point, we didn't actually know who Marquise was. Like, that's... If there's a problem with Catalina's story, is that the villain isn't really revealed until the last act. So all the stuff we were doing along the way was just like, I don't know, we're just doing stuff to kill Joe. And then at the end, they're like, oh, it was all the Marquise behind the scenes all this time, so now go kill him. You're like, oh, okay. All of the signs had led me to believe the Francos were guilty, but Otto, Pietro, Joe, and eventually Ali told me the truth. I was so confused, I no longer knew who my real enemy was. Blinded by revenge, I get you, Faith. That's sort of my argument, is that, you know what? Is anyone familiar with Three Houses, Fire Emblem? Catalina is Edelgard. Changed my mind. She's the bad guy, but she's got a good reason for being bad. She's red. She's incredibly good in combat. Spanish isn't that far off from Adrestian. Spoilers! Three Houses has been out for months! How would you not know that Edelgard's the bad guy? She's got, like, pure white hair. I learned who really set fire to my brother's fleet from Pietro and an old man named Raul. We went to South America where I knew my enemy would be waiting. There I joined Joe and rescued Lucia. Yeah, we did all that. Well, I don't think I really spoiled anything serious, Faith. See, look at that. He just punched like 4 guys, and then Lucia got kidnapped via spinning cartwheel attack thrown over there. Well, we saw this not too long ago, so you guys remember how this combat went, right? Thanks, Red. I owe you one. He owes us like 3 or 4, I think. You gotta use your imagination. Yeah, it's like reading a book. You just gotta imagine all the cool combat happening. Michael, Hernan, I finally avenged your defeat. The fires of revenge no longer consume me. Finally, I can rest. My heart is at peace. But am I still a pirate? That's what really matters. Well, I've still got my gun and a pet leopard or something. It's a pretty good ending. They got good artists, I give them that. The 7 seas were full of dangers, pirates, storms, and sea monsters. Not every mate had the mettle to overcome the obstacles. But you, with your courage, wit, strength of heart, have bested even the worst of foes. The tale of your voyage will be told for years to come. That time when Neo Atlantis showed up, and you killed a whole bunch of people. Thousands of people, really. The most notorious pirates in the 7 seas. Catalina... something or other. I don't know her last name. It's not a very happy ending for her. She doesn't really move on, right? Like, she just sort of gets... like, for the first 3/4 of her thing, it was just revenge, revenge, revenge. I'm gonna be a pirate and kill everybody. And then once she's like, oh, actually my husband's, or my fiance's dead. it wasn't really the people I thought. She wasn't even very hyped about killing Martinez. She's like, yeah, fine, I'll help. And then someone else killed him, and she's like, yeah, I surrender. It's fine. Like, she's just depressed now. Like, she's just in the stages of grief. She had her anger phase, and now she's in, like, the depression phase, or whatever it's called. She could move on just by dyeing her hair. Yeah, I get the feeling she doesn't have that willpower. Her flames of passion are gone. I don't know. I can't imagine she'd have a very good ending after that. It's like, the only good thing is she's got 1,000,000 gold. So she can just, you know, retire her ships and immediately get arrested as soon as she goes to port. Because everyone wants to arrest her because she killed so many people. Poor Catalina. Anyway, it was fun. We had good times. I definitely feel like going for the full rig ships was a waste of time. It was fun. Like, it's nice to show off. But we never needed to upgrade from a Venetian galleass. There's no reason for that ever. Future tubers, I guess that's the end of the episode. I'm probably not going to do another run of Uncharted Waters 2 for a little while. Just for the futures plan. You know, we've done 2, and we kind of showed off most of the mechanics of the game now. With Pietro, we did all the exploring, the entire world map and all the villages. And we also did a lot of trading, so we got a pretty good idea of how to make money via trade and investment. With Catalina, we've really focused on combat, pirating, building new ships, and, you know, all that kind of stuff. Duels and all that. And that's, like, all the real mechanics. Like, we could play as Otto and do more ship combat. We would get... The only thing that would be new for him is that you could kind of work up the ranks for England by sinking enemies of England and pirates. So, unlike a unaligned pirate, you'd be actually aligned as a privateer. So that'd be a little different, but not much. Ernst is very similar to Pietro's. It's discoveries and mapping, which is the same thing, basically. Ali is just trading, which we did a lot of already. And it's kind of boring. I mean, there's some interesting twists, but it's almost all just trade. And then Joe is like the main story, obviously. So theoretically, we could do Joe at some point. I wouldn't mind wrapping the series up with Joe because his is like kind of the default story. I believe it's a bit of a blend of the other. Like he gets a bit of everything. Kind of like how Uncharted Waters 1, you spent a lot of time trading and then eventually worked your way up to combat. He's kind of, I think, closer to that, basically. Anyway, that's all for now. So, future tubers, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the series. And like I said, I might come back to this later. But for now, we're going to focus on some other games for a little while. See you later.